Today we will discuss about Tess of Turberville by Thomas Hardy, which was published in 1891, which is a one of the famous tragedy of that particular time. And Thomas Hardy was considered as meliorist or pessimist. Two of the terms are being used for him, but according to me, here he will be considered as meliorist, not pessimist, because he believed that society had a lot of problems, but at the end of the day, he believes that the problem can be solved out. If somebody thinks that if there is problem, but problem can be solved out, obviously the person should be called as meliorist. And according to my perspective, Tess of the D'Urbervilles or other writings in which the depiction, the way of writing of Thomas Hardy would be considered as meliorist. It's my contention. So today's class we will try to analyze how he was writing, especially in Tess of D'Urbervilles. As we know, Tess is the character in D'Urbervilles, one of the main characters we can say, and along with her we have Alec and we have Clerk, three of the characters, and we can say it's a triangle love story. And the first love between Tess and Alec, and in two of the love stories, Tess was pure. Tess was pure by her heart, pure by her mind, pure by her approaches. And the second love we can say with Angel and Angel Clerk. Here what happens? Tess was pure, and there was love. Fast happened. After love, they decided to go for marriage, and there was marriage. After the marriage, she had confessed about her past. She has said about Alec. She had said about her first love, her physical relationship with Alec. She has exposed everything. She has said what happened with her. She has discussed everything, but it was not digested by the second lover, and he says no, we need to be separated, and he left her alone and he went out. Then she was alone, and when she was alone, she was having thousand problems, difficulties. She has to survive, she has to cope. And as we know, in present generation what happens, people criticize for male, people criticize for female, and in a patriarchal society, people are ready to put question to any of the girls without knowing the background, without knowing what is going on exactly in the girl's mind. People do not try to understand and put a lot of questions. The same thing happened, and society became judgmental, and society wanted to prove Tess as an impure or a corrupt woman. But at the end of the day, Thomas Hardy tries to prove her as the pure girl. Because of that, he has made subtitle "A Pure Woman Faithfully Presented." In the sense, Thomas Hardy understood that if I will leave it for the readers to interpret, readers to think from their own perspective. There may be other critics, there may be all other scholars. They would be putting question on the girl, putting question on the character of the girl by thinking that Thomas Hardy made it very clear that even though she has discussed about the problems, the difficulties, or relationships she had in the novel, but at the end of the day, he wants to prove that even though she had sexual discourses, she had sexual relationship with others, but she was pure by her heart, she was pure by her mind. And very importantly, Thomas Hardy wants us to know that sex is not a parameter through which you can judge a person, or virginity cannot be a parameter to know whether a girl is good or a girl is bad. But that is happening in the society. But at the end of the day, by portraying this character, by making this kind of tragedy, Thomas Hardy wanted to criticize Victorian society, wanted to let people know how corrupt the society is, and how bad the society and how judgmental the society is towards girls, towards relationship. That's what Thomas Hardy has depicted in his very famous tragedy. And people say Thomas Hardy was so pessimist, and some say Thomas Hardy was not only pessimist, he can be considered as a meliorist. But yes, according to my perspective, as I said at the beginning, he was a meliorist. As I said, that Thomas Hardy belonged to Victorian age, and that age was deeply associated with two of the philosophies. One was biblical philosophy, that was so high at that particular time in England, and other was Darwinian theory, because Darwin he has given a theory that we are not from heaven, we are not from other heavenly production, but we are by the help of evolution. And the theory of evolution one side, and the side theory of religion, there was a tussle, and society was very confused at that particular time. So there was a term used at that particular time that is called as Victorian compromise. The term is very well known to the scholars. The term is very well known to the world. So what is Victorian compromise? Victorian compromise is nothing but to take some of the parts from religion, take some of the parts from Darwinian theory, and combine. Like, don't reject religion completely and don't reject Darwinian theory completely. Take some of the points, like neutral. Like in India, if you talk about politics, we say left and we say right. And there are parties which is considered center. Center in the sense, center is not completely left, center is not completely right. The centrist or the party of center takes some of the points of right wing, takes some of the points from left wing, and they try to compromise. So the same thing was there in Victorian time, and Thomas Hardy was one of the victim of that particular ideology. So yes, he wanted to make society free, he wanted to make society gender free. Patriarchal norms should not be imposed on girls, and girls should be free in terms of their life, in terms of their choice, in terms of their way of approaches to the society. The same thing he wanted, and on account of that he has given a different kind of pen, different kind of ways he has written in his text. And I think this text is very important, not only for the students, those are in English literature, but also for all to those are trying to understand the perspective of England, perspective of India, and perspective of other country. And it is very must read, is very interesting, it's very important novel, play, and I think it will be helpful for the students.